This is 7 News.
Tonight, extraordinary scenes. A tragedy unites a Perth community, remembering baby Nate.
A fire emergency threatens homes in Wilson.
Why there are fears about safety in the Northbridge Tunnel.
And a cricket debacle at the Wacker.
From the studios of 7 Perth, Susannah Carr and Ardon.
Good evening. The mother of 8-month-old Nate Dunbar, killed when a ute crashed into his bedroom, has spoken of her son's boundless energy and thanked the community for their support. That community, relatives, friends and strangers in Perth's north, turned out in their hundreds last night to honour Nate's short life.
A tribute to baby Nate. Almost 2,000 people came together in Butler last night. Their grief was clear.
To make you feel my love.
Each candle in memory of Nate Dunbar. 8 months old, Nate died last week. His mother, Stacey, bravely shared stories of her baby's short life.
As you have all seen by the pictures of our beautiful boy, he has so much personality. His smile would just light up a room.
Nate Dunbar was killed while he slept in his cot, hit when a car crashed through his Merriwa bedroom. His parents, Stacey and Justin, were in a nearby room.
And he was such a daddy's boy. When Justin would get home from work, he would get so excited. His legs would just kick everywhere and he would squeal with delight.
For Nate's auntie, it was almost too much.
Absolute pleasure to know you. To share your amazing enthusiasm for life.
The candlelight vigil was organised by Stacey's friends, who never expected such a big response. Last night's vigil raised thousands of dollars, most of the money from strangers. And all the money that's raised here tonight will go straight to baby Nate's family. A family that's now lost 2 sons.
Our second son, Chase, passed away just over 2 years ago. And we take some comfort in knowing that Chase will be waiting for Nate at Heaven's Gate.
If I saw you in heaven.
Alexis Donkin, 7 News.
A fire has come dangerously close to homes in Perth's southern suburbs. It started when a car hit a power pole and burst into flames. Kate Smithers reports.
A bushfire emergency in Perth's southern suburbs. 12 kilometres from the city in Wilson near Shelley Bridge. A scrub fire, but through these trees are people's homes. Flames got dangerously close, a metre away. Water bombers worked in the air, backed up by crews on the ground. Homeowners did what they could.
Well, our tenants had the hoses out and, things were going. Our neighbours had hoses out and they were all there.
This is Bill Rose's home. His back fence burned.
Oh, it was right here. Yeah, it was right at the back fence.
A danger to homeowners and to motorists. It burned through 2 hectares, but it's not the size that had firefighters worried. When it broke out, it was 32 degrees, a high fire danger. If the wind had been any stronger, firefighters say it could have ended a lot differently. This is what started it. A woman was behind the wheel of this car. Police say it crashed into a power pole, then burst into flames. Tonight, the woman is in Royal Perth Hospital with serious injuries. Kate Smithers, 7 News.
There are concerns about safety in the Northbridge Tunnel with the addition of a 3rd lane. Rob Scott has the details. And Rob, these concerns are over the removal of the emergency lanes.
Yeah, that's right, Sue. On average, around 96,000 cars use the polypipe every single day. And that's expected to increase by an additional 10 to 12,000 when access to Riverside Drive is cut due to construction of Elizabeth Quay. Now, to cope with that dramatic increase in demand, starting next month, the emergency lanes will disappear and they'll be turned into a 3rd lane for traffic. And that has some people very worried. 2 cars and a truck travel side by side through the Northbridge Tunnel. A bold experiment conducted by a group advocating for better city planning.
The city gatekeepers have made this video to show the public what 3 lanes will actually be like.
And then to see if it's safe. And the answer to that one is it's not.
The Transport Minister's not impressed.
3 idiots in motor vehicles, driving 3 abreast where there's only 2 lanes.
It might be illegal now, but it won't be for long. The tunnel's emergency lanes will soon be removed to allow 3 lanes of traffic to flow in both directions.
All international best practice would say that you shouldn't be building tunnels without an emergency lane.
That's an opinion reinforced by the Victorian coroner this week during an investigation into a fiery crash in Melbourne's Burnley Tunnel. 3 lives were lost when a driver swerved to miss a broken-down truck in the tunnel, which doesn't have emergency lanes. Darren Spawn was one of those who died in the 2007 accident. His father says it could happen here.
I think it's a very bad mistake on their behalf to take away that emergency lane.
Driving through the tunnel, you already feel really close to that wall. Now imagine what it'll be like when that 3rd lane of traffic is introduced. You'll be so close that there'll be really no room for any error. The government argues introducing a 3rd lane would only reduce the width of the current lanes by 10 centimetres.
The tunnel was always designed to carry 3 lanes.
Troy Buswell says the tunnel is well equipped to deal with emergencies, including the use of shunting vehicles used to push broken down cars out of the way. Rob Scott, 7 News.
Premier Colin Barnett's under fire for ignoring expert advice over the safety of rock fishing. He's announced a plan he says will save lives. The experts say it will make the sport even riskier. Here's political editor Jeff Parry.
In the last 5 years, 13 lives have been lost fishing off rocks. In Albany on Wednesday, the Premier announced $300,000 to place bolts along the coastline that fishers can harness themselves to.
It means if they're washed off, they can climb back onto the safe land.
But the government's own experts strongly oppose the move. Last May, Environment Minister Bill Marmion wrote the Department of Environment and Conservation believed the installation of bolts would increase the trip and tangle hazard, increase risk of being knocked unconscious and drowning, and encourage fishing in adverse conditions. Mr Barnett won't be swayed.
That's a government decision. It's going ahead.
And Treasurer Troy Buswell has sought to blow a hole in Labor's big rail plan, MetroNet. Centrepiece is a rail line to the airport and Forestfield, which Labor says will cost $731 million for 10.5 kilometres of track and 3 new stations. Mr Buswell says his department has costed the plan at more than twice that.
That is an $864 million black hole on one project alone.
The Treasurer says MetroNet's full $3.8 billion price tag is seriously flawed. Labor is confident of its calculations and has challenged Mr Buswell to release Treasury's costings.
He can now release that information. And the fact that he's not, doesn't that send a message to you that he may not be telling the truth?
Jeff Parry, 7 News.
A Perth mother has made an emotional plea to help find firebugs who torched her Thornley home. The blaze was lit moments after the home was broken into. Police are offering a reward for any information. Amelia Brun reports.
The Department of Housing had provided the home to Nicole. It meant so much to her. Every room is gutted.
Not much left. No. Everything's gone.
It happened just before Christmas. Nicole was at the local police station reporting an earlier break-in when the fire was lit.
My daughter had a lot of things. She's had both of her flower dresses burnt.
Left with nothing, Nicole and her children moved in with her mother a few blocks from here, but they were soon homeless again when that home was destroyed too by an accidental fire. A $50,000 reward is being offered for any information that leads to the arsonist's arrest.
Obviously we can't replace the material items and the memories that she's lost in her house, but if we can bring some resolution to her for the offence, we will.
Nicole and her 5 children have been given another government home. Amelia Brun, 7 News.
A second man has been charged over the murder of a Perth businessman whose body was found in a 4-wheel drive at a Rivervale motel. Police allege Peter Davis was lured to Malaga and killed over a financial dispute. Then his body dumped in a car boot. 46-year-old Xavier Clark today faced court and was remanded in custody. His relative Ambrose Clark was charged with the murder last year and is due to face trial in May. Prosecutors today said that trial date may now have to be delayed for a joint trial.
A mother who left her baby daughter unattended in a hot car has been jailed over the 10-month-old's death. The car's windows and doors were closed as the temperature soared to more than 40 degrees. A man has tried to rob a fast food worker at McDonald's drive-through. CCTV captured the man approach the drive-through window on foot and threatened staff with a knife. He lunged into the store, but a staff member managed to close the window. The attempted robbery happened on January 13th at the McDonald's in Madley on Wanneroo Road.
2 boats have been deliberately set on fire in Mandurah. It happened just after midnight at a holding yard in the suburb of Greenfields. The boats, both 8 metres long, were destroyed in the blaze. Damage is estimated at $150,000. The boats were not insured.
Unions have launched a last-ditch effort to stop an airline partnership between Qantas and Emirates. They say the alliance will cost Australian jobs and tie our national security to Middle Eastern interests. That's all from the 7 News team for now. Blake Johnson will be with you over the weekend.
Have a good weekend. Now here's Monica with Today Tonight.